I have some personal stuff going on in my life, but I don't want to talk about that because I could talk about that tomorrow or the next day. Right now, what I really need to talk about is this TikTok ban. Okay, so they're supposedly banning TikTok January 19th, 2025. It's January 15th, 2025. And I've been on TikTok since 2020. So I was able to see it evolve and morph and become what it's become. And I was also able to see that once America started pushing things like the American government forcing the TikTok company to move all American users' data onto American soil and like doing all this shit, which TikTok did. They were willing to do this for the US government, so they did. So all of our data is on US soil. But yet the government now is coming up trying to make up an excuse. Now they've been trying to do this since 2019 or 2018, like trying to ban TikTok, trying to get ByteDance to sell it to an American company because ByteDance is a Chinese company and they own part of TikTok. Now they don't own all of TikTok, at least I don't think, but so that's the basis of this is that the US government is saying because China owns it, they can steal our data and yada yada yada, right? I've seen people on TikTok do one of the first forms of digital protest that I've ever seen in my life. Like, and probably one of the biggest forms of digital protest, like the biggest fuck you to the government. So like, they're so worried about China stealing our data. So you know what people on TikTok decided to do? They found an app that is a completely Chinese app. Now, I'm not telling anyone to download it, right? And this app is not a permanent replacement for TikTok. This is just a form of protest. It is that our government is saying they're worried about China stealing our data. So therefore, thousands of people, maybe hundreds of thousands of people at this point, um, downloaded this app called Red Note, and it's an app it's completely Chinese. So like when you open the app, like it's completely in Mandarin Chinese. Like the people are speak Chinese, um, but there are people on TikTok, like thousands, that are willing to learn Chinese just because they don't want TikTok banned. Like so people willingly gave their information to a fully owned Chinese company. This app is fully owned by China. Like it's not like it's partially owned with the data being on the American soil. No, no, no. It's all in China. So I seen this other clip of this dude saying that the American government is now they're talking about they need to address a serious threat to national security or whatever, some shit, right? And it's probably this thing. That's what they were saying. That it's probably all of us downloading Red Note, then giving the Chinese our data willingly. Like because and there was people saying, "No, you guys are fucking idiots. Do you understand what you're doing? You guys don't understand the seriousness." And it's like, no, none of you are fucking understanding the American people of today, not the old people, because old people don't understand. Old people don't understand TikTok. Old people. Now, I'm not just talking about old in age, because there are people that are 80 years old on TikTok and they understand TikTok. So I don't consider them old people. But the old people that never took the time to understand why. Instead, people are just saying, oh, good riddance to that shitty app, anyways. All people did was dance on it and it was stupid and it was making people stupid. And it's like, no, bro, if you truly think that, you might not be as educated as you think you are. Like, because you're calling other people stupid, but you don't understand. Like, I'm on TikTok, bro, me. Like, do you understand that? Like, so I have 5,000 followers, right? And it's not a million followers, but it's 5,000, meaning there are 5,000 people. And, like, my videos get, like, 300 to 400 views, like loyally. So I would say there's 300 to 400 people that actually watch the content, right? But that means that they're not just watching dance videos. That means that they're also watching my videos. So it's like people don't understand. So then what they don't understand, they demonize. And so what I understand is that the US government is just trying to do a gangster shakedown to force ByteDance. Like they're like, ByteDance, if you don't sell it to an American company, we'll ban it. We will. And it's like it's just this crazy thing that I don't know how people don't see it, but the people on TikTok see it. And it's funny because the American government is worried that China, because they're worried that China can steal our data. They're worried that they can make us anti-American. This is how disconnected these people are. It reminds me of the Kellogg's CEO saying, "Well, why don't they you can just eat cereal for dinner or something." He was so disconnected from reality that he didn't understand that we've been doing that shit since the 90s. But like he's like, "Oh, times are hard now, so you should eat the cereal for dinner." And it's like, bro, we've been doing that shit since the 90s, and you're so disconnected that you don't realize if we eat cereal for dinner, it's not going to be Kellogg's cereal. It's going to be the cheap brand cereal, right? Like, people are so disconnected. The government, they're like, oh, we're doing this to protect you. We don't want you to be manipulated by China to hate America. We don't want you to. No, bro, we hate you guys. The people that run the shit. We love America. We fucking hate the idiots in charge because they're too old and fragile and stupid to fucking do their job correctly. Like, I don't know, bro. And I don't like calling people stupid, but I will call them stupid because they were so fucking stupid. Because it's the same thing they do with drugs. They make a war on drugs. You know what that did? It made chemists create new molecules, new drugs that are probably worse than the drugs that originally were banned, but like new drugs will keep getting made. You ban a drug, they'll make a new one. You ban that one, they'll make a new one. You ban that one, they'll make a new one. And by the time they get to the new one, it's probably not as healthy as the original one. So it's worse off. So the government was better off leaving drugs alone. Like, if the drug war didn't exist, how many people would have died from fentanyl? Like, do you see the point that if heroin was just left alone, it would just be heroin, not fentanyl. If the government just left kratom alone, it wouldn't even be that popular. Kratom got more popular because the government didn't know how to mind their business. Like, TikTok got more popular because the government didn't know how to mind their business. Red Note got more popular because the government doesn't know how to mind their business. Like, the problem I have with this is if we took a vote, it would be the majority would say they do not want TikTok banned. So if the majority says of the people say we do not want this app banned, why does our government think that it's okay to just not listen to us? Aren't they supposed to be civil servants, like our servants? Aren't they supposed to work for us? Like this is the problem with the world today. The government is ran by a bunch of people with giant egos. Like, instead of ran by people with giant souls. Like, because if they had souls, they would listen. They would understand their position and not abuse their power, but use their power. Like, when the people say, no, we don't want this banned, you better fucking not ban it. Or truly explain to us. Explain to us that the problem is that TikTok has become this giant thing where people get their new music from. It's like MTV and the radio station all in one. It's like this giant media thing where people get their news, their like and people that are not on TikTok don't get it. Everything that people are learning about, like I learned about that shit on TikTok a year ago. Like, people will say something that they'll just like because like the other social medias will finally start pushing these things out like 6 months to a year later. So The war in Gaza. I seen real people in Gaza. I seen real people get blown up. I seen real shit. Things that you would not see on Instagram. And I don't know why. Why don't you see those things on Instagram? Why do you see those things on TikTok? Why is it that they try to censor what we see? Like American it's like America is secretly a communist place because they're talking all this shit about China. But before America got involved in TikTok, China, or that whole thing, they respected our free speech. They've respected our thing, right? So they let us be free. The US government's like, oh, no, 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 that's too free, right? You can't show them what's actually going on in Gaza. You can't show them what's actually going on in the world. You can't, because this TikTok thing, it allowed people to come together. Like, and it's so funny that that's the thing. I don't know why. Why is it hard to come together as Americans on Instagram? Why? What is the problem with Instagram? What? See, it's not about banning TikTok and it's not about trying to own TikTok and steal it from the people who made it. No, that's some fuck shit. No, it's about becoming better at whatever the fuck you do. Like for me, it's not about boo hoo hoo, I'm not a good man. No, it's about becoming a better man. It's not about that man's better than me. It's about no, I need to look at myself and see what the fuck I need to do to better myself. So it's like people are just trying to ban TikTok to get rid of the competition to whatever. And this thing gave us power somehow. Like I don't know why or how, but it did. And if you weren't there, you weren't there. Like, I don't know how to explain it because so many people missed a giant chunk, a giant era, right? Like, if you have never been on TikTok, you, it's like you missed the invention of the internet. That's like someone saying, okay, like right now, if someone said, I've never been on the internet, you would look at them like, what? You've never been on the internet? And you wouldn't even know where to start to tell them about all the shit that they've missed. That's how it is, where I don't even know where to start. That's why this video I feel like is all over the place. Because, like, I don't even know where to start to explain to y'all what's going on or what y'all missed or what the fuck. Because I downloaded RedNote, right? So I'm going to make a RedNote account. And now, to me, this is all just like, how dare the government do something that we said no? Like how dare they not listen to us, the people? That's the problem. And then how dare they make that lie of national security? And the reason why everyone downloaded RedNote is because of this bullshit. The bullshit of national security. No, we're human beings. We don't give a fuck about the business shit about America. We don't give a fuck that this is a giant corporation or company. We don't give a shit. We're just people. We don't give a fuck. So like we just don't. That's why we're like, yeah, I like there's the people that live in fear and there's the people that don't. And I've noticed that most of the people on TikTok are the people that don't. They don't live in fear. They don't give a fuck about the Chinese data bullshit. They don't give a fuck, bro. Like, they don't. It's why would you be scared of, they're gonna have your data? Our Facebook, something Analytica, whatever, stole our data or whatever. Like, our data is already gone, bro. All of your data is already out there. Some fucking hacker could hack into your shit right now and see everything of you, your whole fucking data. Who cares, bro? Like, that's not the point. The point is, if they ban TikTok over the guise of saying, it's for national security to protect our data, then they can ban every single app that's made by every other country besides America. That's a problem. That's communism. That's forcing us to. They only want us to see American people, to see what's going on in America. They want to censor information. That's the problem I'm having. Because I've been on all these apps, bro. And there's a reason why I love TikTok. Like, there's a reason for that. And if anyone was smart, they would try to understand what that fucking reason is. Why would someone like me like TikTok? Not just my daughter, right? Obviously, my daughter loves TikTok. But Me and my daughter love TikTok for two completely different reasons, right? Like, our For You page is completely different. So, like, I don't know. It is anti American to ban apps. This is like worse than burning a fucking library. This is worse than, it's bad. And that is exactly why I am so proud of the American people for downloading Red Note as a act of protest to say we don't give a fuck about your dumb shit. We are not government whatever the fuck. We are American people. The people that just want to live our lives, right? We don't want it to be controlled. We don't care about this other shit. If you're scared of somebody stealing our data, see, that's another problem I have with the people in charge. That's why I think Trump is a better option, because I like leaders that have backbone, that have the ability to say, I'm not scared of you at all. Like, so like the fact that the American government is sitting here like, oh my god, China, they're so scared of China and so scared they're gonna steal our data. It's just proof that they don't have, it's that they're not defensed. Like they don't have the right shit. The right people are not in charge. For the the right hackers are not working for the U.S. government, right? There should be the best hackers, the best this, the best firewall, the best all this shit to protect Americans. But instead, America is focused on the enemy, the other person, instead of focusing on becoming better as America. America is sending money to all these other places instead of putting money back into America, right? Like they act like they care about us by banning TikTok, but then they're sending money overseas to Ukraine. And like, yeah, I get it. It's sad, the whole Ukraine thing, the whole shit. But what's even more sad is the fact that we're a sinking ship giving our lifeboats to another sinking ship. That's the problem. So, I don't know. This video is kind of all over the place because, like, it's so hard to talk about. But I think I've talked about everything I think I wanted to talk about. But I might make another video about the TikTok ban. I don't know. But for now, this is it.